This weekend, the man accused of shooting a Wyoming police officer died from injuries he sustained during that gunfight with police. Al James was 31 years old, and his family members say they believe mental illness contributed to his confrontation with authorities. Tonight, in her first interview since the suspect died, the wife who was there the night all of this happened tells her story, her hope that her husband will be remembered for more than the violent incident that ultimately cost him his life.
Beyond the chaos of that day the week before last, beyond the struggle to understand what happened, this young wife and mother had to make a decision this weekend most could not imagine having to make.
It was absolutely devastating.
She and other members of Al James' family decided to pull the plug on the life support system that was keeping him alive.
He was loving, he was caring. His passion was fishing.
Al and Nicole married in 2009. She says he suffered from mental illness and was depressed. She says he was reaching out for help. Nicole says she strongly believes that a mixture of medication caused her husband to act out of character the day of the shootings.
These are all the meds that he was prescribed. He was hallucinating. I mean, it was not Alan.
Police say Al came out of the house armed and started firing at officers first. Nicole says she suspects her husband did not fire first. She admits that Al did come out of the home carrying guns, but disputes that they were pointing at officers. She says she watched it all happen from a police cruiser in front of the home. In the end, her husband was killed. Officer Frank Hartnevich was shot. He's now recovering.
I give my condolences to the family and to the officer. And I understand that it's a hard situation for them as well. And I can only imagine how his wife feels, you know, knowing that she has to send her husband out there in the line of fire all the time.
January 29th wasn't the first time she's seen violence from Al. Several years ago, he stabbed her in the neck.
And at that time as well, he was on all the medications.
Today, she is preparing to say a final goodbye to a man she knew far before the headlines and vows to continue her effort to learn exactly what happened that day and, more importantly, why.
I would tell him that I love him and I will never stop fighting for him and I will always be there for him and he'll always be in my heart.
Now, Nicole has hired an attorney, though she would not say whether she is planning to file suit against anyone relative to the case. The family has started a fund to raise money in support of James's 10-year-old son. We do have a link to that support page in our story at woodtv.com.